presented by EA Sports. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Arizona Cardinals and the Los Angeles Rams. Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
Returning from his end zone is Barner. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Now the first carry for Cam Akers.
And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And they can't bring him down. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And this one complete to Simpson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big play that time through the air. 30 yards.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
Let's go, dude. Tighten up. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Kill, 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 kill. Watch the end. Hey, hey, hey.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
Just a simple tap pass, but it pays off in a big way.
And sometimes the simple stuff causes the most problems for a defense because there's a breakdown in communication there. When that receiver goes behind the line of scrimmage and it looks like he's going in motion, someone either has to go with him or he has to be passed off to another defender. Somehow they didn't get that communicated well, and it turned into a nice play.
Akers. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Los Angeles.
Cam Akers.
His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Rams take it right down and score on the opening drive. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game.
So the extra point good, and the roughing call going to move the ball out to the 50 for the kickoff.
And I think this is a good chance to pin them deep if you can land the kickoff inside the 5-yard line or so. Gain some field position for your defense.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. first down gets him a couple up to the 27. This defense for the Rams, they were very good last week in the win over New Orleans.
Anytime you can hold a team to less than 10 points, your expectation of winning that game has to be sky high. In fact, you'd be absolutely stunned to come away with a loss in that one. Could you imagine going to the press conference and trying to explain that?
From the 27th, Thomas. And that is incomplete.
You can tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
8 yards to go.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Here's Thomas. He finds his man, complete. That's Nash. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that first down on 3rd down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot.
Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
Read it well, and it's picked. And he will bring it back. It's an interception return for a Rams touchdown. And this defense looking like they have come to play the pick six, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visits. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Oski, that's the interception. That means everybody finds someone to block them legally, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. To sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Thomas. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line.
37. A gain of 13 yards. And the Cardinals first down.
On first down, Thomas. Over the middle, Amari Cooper. It's complete. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle it, and they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And we've got movement by one of the big boys up front for Arizona. Flag comes in. Well, that's a tough, costly penalty because now it makes it 3rd and 6 after the false start. Looking to throw. Thomas. Wide open, Amari Cooper. Touchdown, Cardinals.
For as big and strong as some of these guys are, especially when you see them in full pads, it is sometimes hard to appreciate how truly fast they can move. That was incredible.
extra point splits the uprights, and that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
Returning from his end zone is Barner. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Second down, they'll go with Akers again.
And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
First and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
14, Cardinals 7.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10.
Check, 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 check. Keep at the 60, at the 60. Hey, check that, street. Slam. Hey, that's me.
On the handoff, it's Akers.
And tough going there as he'll only get it up to about the 31. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Off the play fake. Hart. He's going to let this one go deep. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
A deep ball down that right sideline, and he made sure that he put it where either his guy was going to catch it or no one was.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Back to throw. Hart. He'll get that complete to the tight end, Harris.
And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44. Looking to throw. Hart. And this is Simpson with a catch.
7 yards to pick up there.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that. And that's what he did. We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line.
Sometimes it's hard to take your eyes off this guy at the linebacker position. He can really cover some ground, and he did there to make that play.
And one thing about a play like this, if it's slow to develop, it can turn out poorly. And this play was definitely slow in developing, and that was one heck of an effort to sprint over there and get the man down before he could make anything happen.
And if you look at the next-gen stats, you'll see that he topped out at an even 21 miles an hour.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Off play action. Hart.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Hart. He rifles one that's intercepted. Jalen Thompson picks it.
And the Cards are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
Their own 25-yard line.
On 1st down. It's Nash, and he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On 2nd down now. It's Nash, and this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. The good run on 1st down followed up by a not-so-good run on 2nd down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on 3rd down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
On 3rd down, Nash, and he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Well, after an interception, last thing you want to do is go 3 and out, give the ball right back. They avoided that.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to do that. I remember in college I played with a really big-time player on defense. We ended up getting an interception as we passed the offense coming out. He told him, if you don't take care of this football, you'll have to answer to me later. You definitely want to take care of it, pick up 1st downs.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
2nd and 2 at the 44-yard line.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the 2nd quarter, 14-7. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
And he's got the 1st down yardage before being taken down at midfield.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down, because they did not want to give the ball up here late in the half. They'd love to take the clock all the way down and score. This will definitely help the cause.
And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line.
This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage, because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And he'll go right back to Lamb. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down. Here comes the Cardinals punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And look at this, it's a fake. Oh, but this is going to backfire as it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And the Rams will take over here just shy of the 30. Well, if you're ever going to try the fake punt, this would seem to be the place to do it, but it doesn't work out. Yeah, you got to make sure you throw it to your guys and not the other team. But yes, in this spot on the field, only needing a few yards for a first, I think that decision was okay and spot on. The problem was the execution. It was not. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And with a 7-point lead, they'll likely look to take this to the locker room and not really press the issue. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Off the play fake. Hart. And a big loss here as he's taken down. The Cardinals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to air one out. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. So they tried to take the deep shot there, but this defense up to the task. And a lot of times when you air a ball out like this, if it does get intercepted, there's going to be a lot of space out there to set up a return. And remember, you've got 5 big offensive linemen out there playing on their feet in open space. Not a skill most of them possess that allows for extra yardage on the return. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. It'll be the Cardinals who get the ball first. They trail here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. And the half will begin with a touchback. Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And they trail here to begin the second half. What's going to be a key for them to get back in the game? I think they're right there, and I think this game is still up for the taking for them because we always talk about turnovers. They had 2 of them in the first half, and once you start talking about if you have 3, 4, or 5, you know it's beyond difficult to try and win a football game with that. Those have to be eliminated. If they take care of the ball, they've still got a shot. On 2nd and 9, Thomas. Into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. Bring it back. It's an interception return for a Rams touchdown. It goes without saying, but I'm going to say it anyway. That's a ball he would like to have back, and it lands right in the lap of the defender from there. He doesn't have very far to go before he gets to the end zone, and he got there in a hurry. Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 21-7. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Next drive and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Nash, and he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. So the offense a little antsy. The flag comes out and a 5-yard penalty. So that'll back them up 5. And this offense back to needing 10 yards after the false start. 3rd and 10. Thomas got his man complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
A great job there, and that old cliche, taking what the defense gives you, comes right into play. Nothing too out of the ordinary about the throw. Just a little dump off. What is out of the ordinary is what he did with it after the catch. Not only did he grab the ball, but how about the significant yardage he picked up after he pulled it in.
And shutting him off, now open field. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. 42 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
At the Rams' 30-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
On the jet sweep, here's Cooper. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
From the 16, Thomas. It's caught. Cooper. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
I tell you what, it looks like he's shaking off that pick 6 just fine. It's not just defensive backs that have to have short memories. Quarterbacks utilize that as well. A much more confident throw right there.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he is in for 6. Touchdown, Cardinals. A great play there.
His first touchdown on the year.
And the Cardinals go coast to coast and finish the drive off with 6 points.
The point after is good, and that'll cut the lead down to a touchdown.
Cardinals 14.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Returning from his end zone is Barner.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here. He's at the 40, 20. He will score. Touchdown.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from his special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
But let's be honest, a lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
The adage, sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules, and if you do, you're taking on some responsibility, but he was happy to do so there.
It is fielded right at the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. This offense, thankful, I'm sure, to have the football back, but also, Charles, after a long drive of their own, they've got to be a little weary.
Yeah, I would agree with that, and what you have to do you can, especially the skill positions. And then for the offensive line, instead of attacking, maybe slow the tempo down a little bit. Let them catch their breath.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Back to throw. Thomas.
And that is knocked away in the middle of the field and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties.
Operating from the gun. Thomas.
Open man Lamb. It's complete. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
They'll run on first down. Nash. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
And now the Rams are going to halt things as they want a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter.
Coming up on 2nd and 7. Open man, right side, it's Lamb.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Here's Thomas from the gun on 3rd down. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. And they call it a loss of a yard there. And that'll bring up 4th down. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. They'll try and run for it. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Remember, that was 4th and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and 4th and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's at 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
Thomas